this is Anup, and today we're gonna start learning about Apple's new framework called ARKit. Um, and before we dive into ARKit, we're gonna need to understand some of the prerequisites. In order to run ARKit, you need to have iOS 11 or above. Uh, a device basically running iOS 11 or above. In order to develop, you need Xcode 9 or one version above that. Um, Now, ARKit is only supported with A9 chip on the phone. So, iPhone 6s or Plus are actually supported with that chip. So, at a minimum, you need to have iPhone 6s available in order to run your programs written for ARKit. Similarly, if you're running on the iPad, you need to have iPad 2017 or above. Um, there is a limitation on the simulator side, so there is no simulator support at the moment because ARKit uses camera and your physical device is needed in order to run and visualize your augmented reality objects or games, whatever you want to create with this. Um, the big question is, what is augmented reality? Augmented reality is in simple term, it's an integration of digital information with the user's physical world in real time. So basically, placing virtual objects in users' physical world. Some of the examples that we all have seen, we might have seen in past, is Pokemon Go, or one of the popular game that uses ARKit. Basically, it not the ARKit, but augmented reality, basically, and it has these creatures running around, virtual creatures running around in your physical world. And if you take your phone, open the app, and look around, you may be able to find them, and you can capture them. Um, that's one of the example. Tape measure is one of the other example. It basically there are several examples actually for the tape measure, and we're going to create one ourselves. It basically uses ARKit to measure distance between 2 points. So you can use it to measure objects, like within your physical world. And it does pretty good job actually finding out a rough length of of the thing that you're looking at. Fitness AR is another augmented reality app. So I would recommend, checking these apps out, just to get an idea what augmented reality is if you haven't already. Um, what is ARKit and how does it fit in augmented reality scene? ARKit is Apple's answer to augmented reality. It's a platform created for iOS, and it allows developers to build very detailed AR experiences on the iPhone and the iPad. Um, and you can literally create your own games that you can play in physical world, and create them and develop them within ARKit. Developers can place 2D objects. So there are two backing engines, gaming engines, that actually ARKit supports. I mean, three ideally, but two of them, are well-known. SpriteKit, that is actually for 2D games, and there is a SceneKit, Apple's SceneKit, for 3D gaming. Now, metal support is also available. But in this course, we're going to be looking at SceneKit majorly because in order to experience ARKit in fullest, you need to look at 3D objects. So that's what we're going to be using. Now, what ARKit does basically, it takes care of all the major computations, like where the object is, like if you move away, if you're looking at an object and move away, and object goes out of your view frame, then when you come back, it still stays there, and all that computation and calculation and persistence and everything is done for you within the ARKit. And Apple actually uses the data that it gets from device sensors like accelerometer or gyroscope and context awareness to do this environment mapping. So you get all of these out of the box. And then ARKit leaves you with your own imagination to do things that you want to do basically with this. And now we're basically going to create a very simple ARKit app